What is a monocot? Monocots or monocotyledons are a group of flowering plants characterized by having a single cotyledon or seed leaf in their seeds. This feature sets them apart from diocots, which have two cotyledons. Monocots are a diverse and essential group of flowering plants characterized by their single cotyledon, parallel leaf veins, fibrous root systems, and floral parts typically in multiples of 3. They have a profound impact on both natural ecosystems and human agriculture. The picture on the top right shows the internal structure of a monocot leaf, and the picture on the bottom right shows the monocot leaf with the parallel veins, the node, the sheath, the stem, and the vein. Types of monocots and classifications. Grasses are one type of monocots. This group includes important agricultural crops like wheat, rice, corn, and barley. Characteristics of grasses. Grasses have narrow leaves with parallel veins and a fibrous root system. They often produce flowers of spikelets and have a high degree of adaptability to various environments. Lilies are also a type of monocots. Many flowering plants, such as true lilies and daylilies, are monocots. Characteristics of lilies are that they often have large, showy flowers and fleshly bulbs or rhizomes. Their leaves can vary in shape and size. Orchids are another type of monocots. A large and diverse family, they are well known for their unique and often intricate flowers. Orchids have complex flowers with a wide range of shapes and colors. Many are epiphytic, growing on other plants. Palms are another type of monocots. Trees like coconut and date palms are classified as monocots. Palms typically have a single trunk and large fan-shaped or feather-like leaves. They often thrive in typical and subtropical climates. Bamboo is the last type of monocot. They are fast-growing grasses and are used in construction and crafts. Bamboos are fast-growing grasses with hollow stems. They have a wide range of sizes and can form dense stands. The top left picture is the type of grass that is corn. The bottom left shows the orchids. The picture to the right, from top to bottom, is bamboo, daylilies, and then coconut palms.
Alrighty, we're going to look at the anatomy of the monocot. We're going to cover the root hair, the epiblema, the cortex, the endometrius, the phylum, the pith, the protoxylem, and the metaxylem. So if we look at our photo here, the first thing that we are going to focus on are the root hairs, which are almost kind of like straw structures, and they're small like hair extensions that emerge from the root epidermis, increasing the surface area for water and nutrients absorption from the soil. The next thing that we are going to look up is the epiblema, which also is known as the epidermis of the monocot root. It's the outermost layer, provides protection, and also helps in absorbing water and minerals. Next, we're going to look at the cortex, which is this largest area of the monocot root. It has many cells that lie beneath the epiblema, and it serves as a storage tissue and helps in transportation of water and nutrients to the vascular bundle. This circle structure is the vascular bundle. The endometrius is the most outer layer of the vascular bundle, but the most inner layer of the cortex. It kind of serves as a gateway, which it lets in certain dissolved substances and waters from the cortex into the vascular tissue. Next, we're going to look at the phylum. The phylum are these little yellow round bundles which are responsible for transporting nutrients from the leaves to different parts of the plants. Next, we are going to look at the pith, which the pith is similar to the nucleus. It's the most inner part of the root. It has the most developed and composed cells that store the nutrients. Finally, we're going to look at the protoxylem and the metaxylem. These go hand in hand. The protoxylem are the first form xylem vessels, and they're typically smaller and towards the outside of the vascular bundle, as the metaxylem are the larger vessels that are towards the center of the vascular. Next, we're going to look at the evolution of a monocot. So we're going to discuss the origins of a monocot, the morphological adaptations, diversification, radiation of specific grasses, modern monocot diversity, and evolutionary trends. If you look at this photo here, we can see that the origin of the monocots were the angiosperms, which was going over 150 million years ago. Their primary split, we have the basal angiosperms and the core angiosperms. And in this photo, you can see specifically different kinds of monocots that have split. Because of their morphological adaptations, monocots are able to evolve in aquatic settings and terrestrial settings. So they have been able to grow in numerous different ways. So it has played a massive role on agriculture, and they've also had symbiotic relationships. This is where their diversification comes because they can evolve in those habitats. Their ecological expansion is large, specifically their morphological adaptations. They have parallel veins of leaves, fibrous root systems, scattered vascular bundles. Their flower structures, they usually come in threes, like 3 petals or 3 sepals. And you can also see this in the radiation of grasses, where there are some grasses of global cooling. You'll see the rise of the dominated ecosystem. Most of them are monocots, which is really cool. And again, with the modern monocot diversity, you see a wide range of forms which create symbiotic relationships between animals, humans, other plants. Specifically, you can see it in orchid families. There's a lot of diversity within them, and they're all monocots. Lastly, we're going to look at these evolutionary trends, which are similar to how the evolution actually develops. So one evolutionary trend we'll see is adaptive radiation. So monocots radiated into various environments due to their adaptable morphology and physiology. Their adaptability to grow in different soil types, climates, and habitat played a key role in their success. They also, again, have a lot of symbiotic relationships. Like many monocots develop specialized relationships with pollinators, which contribute to their diversity. Finally, you see the evolution of C4 photosynthesis in mostly grasses, which some evolved in C4 photosynthesis are highly efficient in capturing carbon and thriving in warm, arid environments, vice versa in cool environments. This is also another crucial factor in the success of monocots in certain ecosystems. In conclusion, the evolution of monocots is marked by early divergence of other flowering plants, and their specific anatomy and morphological innovations and adaptations have made them a great success to thrive in our eco.
Now let's talk about the characteristics of monocots. First off, monocots have a singular cotyledon, which is also known as the seed leaf. This is where the name monocot originally came from. Next, the vein structure. Monocots have parallel veins, meaning the veins run parallel to each other along the length of the leaf. Monocots tend to have floral parts in multiples of 3. For example, flowers may have 3, 6, or 9 petals. The vascular bundles, xylem and phloem, in monocot stems are scattered throughout the stem without a clear arrangement or pattern. Next, the root system. Monocots typically have a fibrous root system, with many thin roots spreading out from the base of the plant. And last characteristic is the pollen structure. Monocot pollen grains typically have 1 pore or furrow, whereas dicots usually have pollen with 3 pores or furrows. What are monocots known for? Monocots are known for their key agricultural crops, such as rice, wheat, corn, barley, and sugarcane. These crops are staples for billions of people and form the backbone of global agriculture. Next, grasses. Monocots are dominant in the grass family. These are critical for soil stabilization, ecosystems, and as food sources for herbivores. Next, ornamental plants. Many monocots, such as orchids, lilies, and tulips, are prized for their beautiful flowers and are widely used in landscaping and decorations. Next, monocots are known for their wide range of habitats. They're adapted to
Geographical locations of monocots. Monocots can be found in a wide range of geographical locations. Monocots are most common in the tropics, but can also be found in other environments. Monocots can be found in coastal marine environments, including the intertidal zone. Some monocots are submerged marine plants that grow in shallow water along the shore. Monocots, monocots can be found in deserts, and they can also be found in the Arctic tundra. Monocots can grow in lakes, ponds, and rivers, sometimes free-floating but more often rooted to the bottom. On the left at the top is like the world map of where most monocots are like originally from, and at the bottom are just some pictures of examples of monocots. Fun facts on monocots: many of the world's staple crops are monocots, including rice, wheat, corn, and sugarcane. Many monocots have specialized structures, such as the corm of taro and the bulbs of onions, which help them survive in adverse conditions. Monocots are believed to have evolved around 150 million years ago and are one of the largest groups of flowering plants. Monocots generally have a fibrous root system rather than taproot system, which allows for better soil stabilization and nutrient uptake. Monocots typically have parallel leaf veins, which distinguishes them from dicots, which usually has a branching pattern. This structure difference is not just aesthetics, it also impacts the plant growth and they adapt to the environment. On the right, it has an example of bulb of onions and corm of taro. There's also an example of a fibrous root system. And at the top is this 10 examples of monocots, and those are corn, grass, coconut, orchid, agave, wheat, daffodil, onion, and iris.